sure the adrenaline is still hot for Michael Blake's boys here, Darren Kenny, Daniel Coyle, Cian O'Connor and Shane Sweetnam, the winners of the first ever Longines League of Nations Ocala. Congratulations, first of all, to you guys. Mike, first of all, is there any room left in the Irish Federation headquarters for more trophies?
Build another cabinet.
The interesting thing about this format is that you have a job to do during the class, not just on Thursday when you select the teams and the riders. So talk me through what was going on between round one, round two. Of course, you knew you were going to have a fresh horse in Cian's. You had to, by the nature of how well you did in round one, put a 0 on the bench.
Yeah, I suppose, obviously, my first experience at this system was in Abu Dhabi, which was difficult for us because we had only 7 minutes because we were last to go and there was no time between rounds. So 7 minutes doesn't leave much time for discussion. Coming here today, we had a rough idea if things went the way we wanted. Obviously, Shane's horse was a little less experienced. Shane was really, really good to step in when Bertram took a bad fall last week, and Shane had to step in on a horse that hasn't done a Nations Cup before. So we're really thankful to him and to his owners, the Vogels, for making this horse available to us. The horse, actually, I don't think ever did a cup before. So it's a pretty good one to start with. So I suppose we always knew if things went according to plan that we would go with the 3 we went in the second round. And obviously Shane, with Shane, Daniel and Dara giving us the clear round, we had a very, very short discussion about whether we would jump Cian or not. And the horse having jumped so well under Knights in Wellington, we decided we'd go with the fresh horse.
Yeah, so to just tell us a little bit more about that. Under the format of Longines League of Nations, Cian could still have improved your score, because if he'd been faster than the USA's third rider, then you would have gone last in the second round, and you made that tactical decision to sacrifice maybe that place.
Well, I'd rather jump 16 less obstacles and go second last than go in with the tired horse. I think it worked out well.
And as league leaders now, you will be going last in the first round in St. Gallen, and after two experiences, but after 2 experiences, do you think that's a good place to be?
Yeah, it makes things easier, especially if, sometimes you walk a course and it's not exactly as you think. Today, it was pretty much as we thought it would be. The time was not a given, but it wasn't hard. And, if you're drawn first and, for instance, the time is tighter, a line ride's a little different to what you think it might like, then obviously a late advantage is good. And obviously sometimes tonight we knew what we had to do. We knew we could take a time fault, but we had to leave jumps up, and no better man than Cian to leave them up.
Absolutely. Well, as I say, let's chat to Shane. Shane, you're based here. It's a few hours up the road from Wellington, but still, it must have been a little bit moving things around to step in at the last minute and to say, yeah, I think my horse can do it for a class like this.
Yeah, exactly. The horse is very inexperienced, but has really got good mileage recently in Wellington. He was clearing a 5-star 2 weeks ago and under the lights, obviously, so he'd shown that he had the ability. Michael was very, very persuasive about coming. Obviously this will stand to the horse. Great experience. He delivered, obviously, to play a big factor in it. And then to be part of a great winning team, it's pretty special.
Thank you, Shane. Daniel, congratulations to you. The double clear ride with Legacy, and I imagine that the ring time that you have here at World Equestrian Centre has played to that advantage. Legacy must feel quite comfortable here, and so must you.
Yeah, actually it's her second time jumping here, so she hasn't jumped much here, but I know the ring well, and it's been an incredible change for me to be here rather than Wellington. And I think it's a lot better, actually, Earl Green decided to buy a farm here, and for our young horses and our programme, and also our older horses, it gives us a better setup for the summer rather than doing too much already in the winter. So this was always Legacy's plan after our 2 World Cups early in the year. I talked to Michael, and he said he would select her for here if everything goes well, and want you to perform. And it took years really to get the bottom of Legacy, and maybe not just her, maybe the bottom of me, and figure out how we work best together. And yeah, I'm happy it worked out the way it did today. I'm delighted to wish you.
Thank you, Daniel. Dara, talk to me about being a trailblazer. First of all, you delivered clear round number 1 for Ireland in the first round, but have you ever seen a team competition where we've had so many trailblazers deliver the clear?
Yeah, I think obviously everybody came here with the intention to try and win. You know, it was very, very strong teams, top riders. You know, 18 of the top 20 in the world. It's incredible to have that standard here. This is a fantastic new idea with the Longines League of Nations, and everybody was trying to win. And my horse, he felt great. He's been jumping great in Wellington, and the first round felt super with him. And I'm still getting to know him. He's obviously an older horse, and he's done a lot in his career, but I'm still getting to know him myself, and it feels like every round is getting better and better.
Thank you. As Michael introduced you the other night, Cian, you know, it's my anchor rider, Cian O'Connor. That's your gig. I remember you throwing the hat off when you won for the team gold in Gothenburg, and plenty of other times as well when you've ridden the critical round. Tell me about tonight again. You know, Michael's discussed a little bit the thinking in round 1, and you know, then coming in round 2. Did you think that the time penalty was there? Were you prepared to accept it, or was it just a somewhat unpleasant surprise when you got there?
Yes, I suppose there's a couple of questions in that spiel. The first would be you can only deliver last to go if the team have done their job. So my job was easy, right? These 3 guys, amazing clear rounds, and they had set the whole thing up really for me. Daniel said on the way down, just get it done, do a clear round. Michael said to me, you can afford a time fall. So I didn't really want to be riding for a time fall from the beginning of the course, because then if you have a fence late, we'd miss out on the jump off. But when he jumped out of the combination, I just decided to take a breath, and I had an extra stride than most people to the second last. I had 10 strides rather than 9, and I just gave the horse a moment. I think that's where he picked up just a fraction of time, but I was happy we had the job done, so it was fine.
You mentioned the dreaded word jump off, which would have happened under that rain as well, but it could have been close. It could have been a 3-way jump off. Was there any discussion as to who it might have been from you guys if it had come off, or will we never know?
Well, you want to know, we can tell you. The lad with the flag draped around his neck.
I'm glad Cian jumped clear anyway.
But he didn't really want to go.
And again, Cian, I know you've probably all spoken to Daniel with the most recent experience, but your Carlswood team, you've been up, you actually have been touring Florida pretty much during the spring, so you've been up and had some of your clients. Have you jumped here as well?
Yeah, we jumped here a couple of weeks ago, and we jumped here last year as well. I mean, it's one of the great wonders of the world. It's the most amazing place.
Disneyland for horses.
The facility is fantastic, and we're delighted to be here. And it's a special place. I mean, sometimes the unsung heroes of our sport are the grooms, and for them, the way they're looked after, the stables, the level of detail here is second to none. And we're absolutely delighted to be here. And big thanks to the Roberts family for building this wonderful facility for us.
Yeah, and as you heard, the unfortunate news is that Daniel is staying, so he's going to keep winning here, I'm afraid.
So you talked a little bit about how in Abu Dhabi you didn't have a lot of time to make a decision about what you were going to do for the second round. Can you kind of speak to, now that we've had 2 of these competitions, how you feel like it's played out?
Well, obviously I didn't need much time today, and I had it, but in Abu Dhabi there was no time between rounds. Obviously we had an hour between rounds here, we were waiting, and they needed it 30 minutes before. So I think I had 7 minutes, which was difficult because it was a tight decision for me. And, you know, as I say, we didn't deliver in Abu Dhabi in the end. We were second, which is still very good. But today we had a bit of a plan coming, you know.
Yeah, dominant performance tonight. 6 rounds, 1 rail dropped. Can we say going into Paris that this is the strongest the Irish have ever been? And are you ready to declare yourself favorites?
I don't know who you want to answer that.
The whole team. Well, let's start with Cian. I mean, as a former Olympian, I mean, you're very experienced with preparing for the Olympics. Ireland's really on a roll. How are you feeling about your chances?
I think it's a brilliant pool of riders. I mean, I think Michael's used over 30 riders in Nations Cups in the past couple of seasons, so there's a great pool of riders. Obviously, we're up there with a shout, but it isn't a given, and we all have to work hard and produce results throughout the summer to hopefully be selected. But I mean, any kind of team success you build up momentum, you build up morale, and I think it's always great to ride together, to be on the team together, get to know each other's horses, and get a feel for it. Because when a team starts to win, there's something special. The atmosphere builds up, and everyone starts supporting one another. And we won in Wellington last month, and now again here. So it's certainly getting a little bit of momentum behind Team Ireland, which is great to see.
Michael, you, for instance, we spoke before the class, and you said, you don't have to say it's us, Johnny. Who do you think is the favourite? And you gave who you thought was the team that was going to walk this tonight.
Yeah, I suppose I thought realistically that Switzerland is a very good team,
Yeah.
and possibly Germany. But I said we weren't carrying the favourites tag, and it suits us. But I said, we always ride better than you think we are.
But but the nature of tonight's competition and how dynamic it is, Germany not on the front page, not on the podium, and we thought they were.
We know how to grit our teeth, and as I suppose as Keane said, the depth we have. We had 39 riders last year, 13 podium finishes, and pretty okay. I'm really, really lucky to have the bunch of people that we have, and there'll be people at home saying, that haven't. That we have people that haven't had a Nations Cup yet this year, and they will also get their chance, and they will get a chance to prove themselves. But it's looking not too bad.
Okay.
Michael, you've had a chance to see the new format now in two events, and what are your thoughts? How do you think about comparing it to the last one, and are you really happy with the new format?
Well, obviously, I didn't like it at all in Abu Dhabi, but I like it a bit better here. It really does change everything. I mean, Switzerland came, I think, from 7th to 2nd, is that right? And you think you couldn't do that, but they did. I mean, they came and delivered one time fault, or not even one time fault, three clears in the second round, and then other countries fell away. You need to be really sure of the three people that you're putting in. You need to know they can get it done over 3 rounds. You have to get a good score from everybody. Somebody that can possibly drop more than one fence can't be on that 3. Release, I think.
Well, until St. Gallen, yours is the opinion that counts.
Maybe.
Maybe then too.
Yes.
Folks, we might let these boys get away.
Time to go to the yellow pony.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do next. Thank you so much.
Actually, one more thing. Michael said earlier we had a lunch together today, and he said if we win today, he would get drunk tonight, and he doesn't drink, so.